G'day everyone, it's Courtesy and welcome to an On The Back Wheel video. Today is going to be a very fun video because I am installing this YSS shock absorber onto my Gen 3 KLR 650. Let's get into it. Before we install this shock, hit that subscribe button, click it. You know you want to click that subscribe button. Let's do it. Oh man, I am pumped to install this shock, absolutely keen. If you haven't, check out my unboxing video before you watch this. This is going to be an install video, then afterwards I'm going to be doing a first ride review, and then later down the track I'll be doing an overall review on the front and rear YSS suspension. Just quickly, here is the box. Inside is the shock. Here we have the install instructions and a warranty kit. We also have an Allen key to undo the shock collar, and you can see here we have this bar to adjust the preload. Here's the shock. It looks absolutely fantastic. I am super keen to get this in. So to start off with, we're gonna put the bike up on its center stand so it takes weight off the rear wheel. Then we have to take the seat off and the side panels. Let's do it. So if you're like me and you don't have a center stand on your KLR 650, I've got a little trick for you. What I do is lift the bike up with my sports bike rear stand and the front stand, and then I slip a motocross stand underneath. You can't slip the motocross stand underneath without it lifted up on the front and rear and front, because it's too low. So I slip it underneath and it's like that, and then the weight's off the rear tire, and there we go, we're able to start our work. So tool wise, I've got my Allen keys here, my motorcycle tool set, and a socket set. Disclaimer, I'm not a motorcycle mechanic, but I do my best to ride, and we should do this without any issues. Looks like a relatively easy job. Famous last words. I've just had to move the bike inside because of the rain, but that's alright, we'll get it done still, and hopefully you'll be able to see everything, and this will be a good how-to for everyone. Let's do it. Okay, now chuck this on. So we're going to start with taking off the seat, and then we'll take off the side panels, and hopefully that is all we'll need to take off. So to take off the seat, it's just this one here. On both sides do exactly the same thing. Make sure you don't lose your rubber washers. Seat should come off. Easy as. For the sides, it's exactly the same. Coming around to the back here, there's two more Allen keys, one here and one down there, and then the side panel should come off. These ones have little plastic washers. Make sure they don't fall off, because they're a pain to lose. Then the same for this side. So on this side it's a bit different because you've only got the one Allen key here because of the exhaust. Out and watch that little lug there, you don't break it. Now I've got the side panels off, we need to loosen off the linkage and also the shock bolt here, and then I'll work our way to the top and loosen the top shock bolt. This one here is a 22 mil. I thought it was going to be a 21, but it's a 22. Let's see how good I am. I might need a breaker bar. We'll see how we go. That was good. So I just loosen it off and do the same for here. Oh, goodness. Helps you get a clean bike, but my bike gets very dirty. Now this is where the top bolt is. It's a fair bit trickier because it's right in behind here. You can see it's back in below there even. So what I've done is, this fuse box, I've undone that, taken out the bolt, so I can slide this up, and also undone the fuse here, so it just gives me a bit of room. Then I can slide the socket under there and undo it from there. I'll try to get out of the way so you can see. It's pretty hard. There we go, it's under. And that one was quite easy to undo. I'll show you what's happening here, if you can see properly. We are undoing the bolt just in there. Seems to be coming out really easily. So this varies from the Gen 2 and Gen 1 where you had to remove an air filter hose. This you just have to move them out of the way and make sure you don't hit these wires here too. Oh, there you go, popped out. This is our bolt there, so I'll put that to the side. You can see here that that's a shock there and it dropped down. You may need to put something under the tyre to lift it up and give you a bit of leverage so you can get it out easier. So now these nuts are loose. It's just a simple matter of taking the nuts off and then sliding the bolts off from the other side. Very easy. Okay, I've moved that stand forward so the dog bone here can drop down a bit. See if we can get it out. Alright, we're not going to get it straight down. Get it on an angle. Yep, too easy. And there it is, the stock shock. While we've got it out, we'll have a look at it. It's a solid, chunky thing. I believe it's definitely heavier than the YSS. I will weigh them both and compare them. It looks like a simpler bit of kit. One thing I do like on this shock, overall I actually quite like this shock, and I think a lot of people would be happy if you just change the spring to a heavier spring. But I just thought I'd go all out and change it to a new shock. I do like how easy it is to adjust your preload on this. You just get a long socket, adjust it, heavier or softer for the kind of riding you're doing if you get a bit of weight in the back. I do like that. One thing though is you can see I've got it pretty well all the way down. I've got 4 instead of 5 already. And I do like the slight adjustability that it has already. So overall it's actually a pretty decent shock for a budget bike. Comparing it to this though, you can see that it is definitely a budget unit. For one, I think it's definitely heavier. I'll put the weights up soon, but I think it's definitely heavier. And the machine work on the YSS is much higher quality. It looks fantastic. I believe the piston looks like it's much thicker too, which should help with the performance. Overall, it just looks like a higher quality unit and does have a lot more adjustability too. I'm so keen to see how this performs. I just weighed the shocks. The stock shock is 3.7 kilos and the YSS shock is 2.7 kilos. So 1 kilo difference, quite a big bit of difference for a small bit of kit. So while the side's off, it's actually not a bad idea to check your air filter. It's off already, why not? So I've cleaned up the bolts and all the entry points there, got all the dirt and grime out. Maybe your bike's not as dirty as me, you don't have to do as much work, but I had to do a little bit there. And now I'm gonna fit the shock. So reading the instructions, the sticker, the YSS sticker goes at the back, so it'll be like that, this way, at the back. Adam from YSS Australia recommended I set it to 15 clicks out, so went all the way in and then 15 clicks out. They also mentioned that the preload should be pretty well spot on. He said if I do want to change it, there's a grommet screw here you undo, and to undo that before you put it in, otherwise it's a bit of a pain to get to and just one less thing to do, and then tighten it. It might need just a couple of bits of preload. I'm going to leave it all completely stock, so tighten this grommet screw back in so I don't have to fiddle with it, and then see how it is after it all beds in. And he said leave it at 15 till it beds in and then start to fiddle with it. So let's chuck it in. Oh yeah. Alright, let's put this sucker in. Make sure the sticker is at the back. Get it up. There, up the guts. Okay, that was very easy. This bolt through. Okay. That on loosely. So there's a couple ways you can do this. You can put the bolt through here first and then do your top, or go through the top first. So what I did was just do it from this side to begin with. It was really easy. I just lifted it into place, and then with the screw on the socket I then put it in, and it was very easy. So we will do this up loosely, then I will do the linkage, lift it up into place and go from there. Okay, I'll show you how I'm going to do this because this bit's a bit weird. What we're going to do is See, this doesn't reach, so I have to lift the tyre up into place. Oh man, that's a pretty good guess. Just got it under my boots there. And slide it through. A little bit of dirt there, just make sure it's not any dirt on it. Give that a clean and screw her on. Man, it's been very easy so far. Too easy. Right, now it's time to torque up the bolts. The bottom ones are 98 Newton meters. And this one too. Gotcha. Time to do the top bolt. It's 59 Newton meters. Let's get it in there. Tricky. I got this one. Pretty easy. Careful not to strip anything with this extension bar. Boom. Alright, that was all very, very easy. So now we start the process of putting it all back together. Just put on this bolt, the fuse box, side panels and the top, and we will be done. Boom. This little sucker. Oh. Always goes all the way to China as well, doesn't it? Just stuck around to the other side, then we are pretty well done. Okay, the shock is all installed, and I have to say it was a much easier job than I expected. Here you can see the shock all installed. It looks nice and new and shiny. That won't last for long. Coming down here, this is very easy to reach, the clicker. I'm very happy with that. We'll see if it clogs up with dirt or not. I'm not expecting it to, but you never know. All right, we'll come around the back. You can't see much from this side, but we'll have a look anyway. You can see it's there. Come around here. That's where you adjust the preload right there. There's a shock color. That's going to be extremely hard to get to, which is a little bit annoying, but hopefully I won't need to adjust it. On this side, you can see it's all nice and dirty, but we didn't really need to do anything on that side either. I'm very happy with the YSS shock so far, and it's very well priced. I'm happy with that. Next up, I'm going to do a first ride review once I install the YSS fork kit as well, and then I'll be doing a long-term review once it's all bedded in and I've adjusted the suspension. All right, that's it for me, everyone. If you have any questions, put them in the comments down below. If you haven't, hit that subscribe button, and in the meantime, keep it on the back wheel. Catches.